Okay, so today we're going to kind of dive into a challenge that I think a lot of people are dealing with in this crazy digital world that's always changing.
Yeah, it's that feeling of like trying to stay ahead of the curve and, it feels like it changes every day, right?
Absolutely. And we're going to be looking at it through the lens of a specific situation,
Hmm.
and see if maybe AI and automation can offer uh, some solutions that people might not have even thought about.
Right, and maybe even spark some new ideas.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So the situation we're looking at is a guy named Paul, who's in his late 60s. He owns a tourism business.
Sounds like he's been around the block.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
So he started out actually leading tours. It's actually out in the field.
Yeah.
And then he got into the sports show circuit for a while.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so he's got a lot of experience. And like many of us, he started the website, started blogging, tried to do the whole video and social media thing.
Right, get that online presence going.
Exactly. But, he's saying it was expensive and it really didn't get him the results he was looking for. And now he's seeing his website traffic, just go down, down, down.
Yeah, that's a scary
And
feeling.
he's like, oh my gosh, I got to get on TikTok and YouTube Shorts now?
Right, right. Got to keep up.
Like this whole other beast.
Yeah, it's like starting all over again almost.
Right. And, when you've already put time and money into something that hasn't worked,
Yeah.
there's that hesitation to like, oh gosh, do I really want to jump into this new thing?
Yeah, especially if it seems, complicated or expensive.
Exactly.
Right.
So that's really what we're going to be looking at today is, this situation with Paul is kind of a jumping off point to explore how AI tools and automation, we're going to be looking at a lot of what Doug from AI Business Plans with Doug, on YouTube and all of his resources, how those could offer some really practical solutions for Paul.
Right. And I think a lot of people listening can relate to this, even if you're not in the tourism industry. It's a really common story, right? Trying to adapt to the ever-changing digital landscape. Yeah.
And, we're going to be looking at not only, how can these tools kind of breathe new life into his online presence, but also is there a way he can maybe even generate some passive income?
Right. Exactly. Because that's always a goal.
Absolutely. So, yeah, even though we're talking about Paul and he's in the tourism industry, these principles really apply to anyone,
Any business owner, anybody trying to build a brand online.
anyone who just feels overwhelmed by this whole digital world.
We want to give you some, really actionable steps.
Clear information so you don't feel even more overloaded.
Exactly.
So let's just talk about, the core of Paul's challenge here.
Yeah.
He's feeling overwhelmed. He's put money into stuff that hasn't worked.
Right.
This is such a common thing, isn't it?
Oh, it's so common. And especially when you're talking about video and social media, because the platforms are constantly changing.
Right.
The algorithms change. What's working one day might not work the next. And so it can feel like a moving target.
Like you can never catch up.
Exactly.
Right. And like you were saying, you put all this time and effort and money into something and it doesn't pan out. And then it's like, ugh, do I really want to try again?
Yeah, you get gun shy. You're like, I don't want to put myself out there again and fail.
And it's interesting because he built his business up probably largely on website traffic.
Yeah.
People finding his website.
Right.
And now that's gone. And he's having to look at these completely different platforms like TikTok and YouTube Shorts.
Yeah, it's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah. So how can AI even begin to like play a role in this?
Well, I'm glad you asked because that's where it gets really exciting.
Okay.
One of the most promising areas, I think, is in content creation.
Okay.
So think about the things that Paul probably struggled with, when he was trying to do video and social media.
Right.
It takes a lot of time to create engaging content.
For sure.
It can be expensive, if you have to buy equipment or hire someone to help you, and then you have to know how to edit videos. And
Right. It's a whole skill set.
it's a whole skill set. And a lot of people just don't have that or they're not comfortable with it. So that's where AI can really come in and help.
So practically, how does that look?
Well, let's look at one of Doug's videos.
Yeah.
He's got one called 100% Automated Passive Income with Kling AI Video and Make.com.
Okay.
And in this video, he talks about how you can basically set up an automated workflow to create visuals,
Okay.
both images and videos using AI tools like Flux AI and Kling AI.
Wow.
And this is all orchestrated through a platform called Make.com.
Okay.
So it's kind of like building a little digital factory for content.
Oh, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the basic idea is you give it an input.
Okay.
And that input could be a story, an anecdote, a description, something from Paul's experiences in the tourism industry.
Right.
Maybe some of his stories from the sports shows he used to do.
Right, he's got all those memories in his head.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then the AI can take that story and break it down into a series of instructions for creating images.
Oh, okay.
And those are called image prompts.
Image prompts.
Yeah, and you can use an AI like ChatGPT to do this.
Oh,
so
yeah.
ChatGPT can take the story and say, okay, to make a visual representation of this, we need an image of this, this, and this.
Okay.
And it creates these prompts, and then you feed those prompts into an AI image generator like Flux AI.
Oh, what?
And Flux will create the images based on the prompts.
Amazing.
And then you can take those images and use them to create short videos using Kling AI.
Wow.
And those videos are perfect for TikTok and YouTube Shorts.
Okay.
And the really cool thing is it doesn't have to stop there.
What? There's more?
There's more.
Okay.
So some of these AI tools, they can actually analyze the images that they generate.
Wow.
Like ChatGPT has a feature called Vision,
Wow.
and it can look at an image and generate descriptions for it.
Really?
Yeah, so it can write like a longer caption for a blog post or a shorter description for social media. Wow.
And it can also generate a bunch of relevant keywords.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it can give you like 20, 30 keywords that are associated with that image.
So it's basically taking care of all that, SEO stuff.
Exactly.
That takes forever.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And then you can use a tool like make.com to organize all of that data
Yeah.
into a spreadsheet.
Wow. So suddenly Paul doesn't have to spend hours and hours,
Right.
making videos and coming up with descriptions and all that stuff.
Exactly. It takes
Well-
away all that manual labor and makes it so much faster and easier.
It's cheaper.
And cheaper. Exactly.
Wow.
So it really lowers that barrier to entry that he was struggling with before.
Right. And it's not just, making videos for TikTok and YouTube Shorts.
Right.
Doug's research actually shows that you can use this AI-generated content to create passive income streams.
That's right.
He talks about this in his 14 LLM passive income plan and a bunch of his videos.
Yeah, he's got a lot of great resources. So what kind of passive income are we talking about here?
Well, one option is to sell the AI-generated images and videos on stock platforms like Adobe Stock. And since the AI can also generate descriptions and keywords,
Right.
it makes it really easy to upload and list those assets.
He could, create a library of stuff.
Exactly.
And just let it sit there and make money.
Yeah, it's like building a little digital real estate portfolio.
I like that.
Yeah.
So to kind of recap what we've learned today.
We've seen how AI can be a really powerful tool for someone like Paul,
Right.
who's trying to revive his online presence and generate passive income.
Right.
AI can help him create content more efficiently, explore new income streams, and build a stronger online presence.
Exactly. And it's not just about the technology itself.
Right.
It's about using the technology to tell stories and connect with people. And I think that's a really important point.
It is.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's all about human connection.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
And so for our listeners, whether you're in tourism or a completely different industry,
Yeah.
hopefully this is giving you some ideas about how you can use AI to achieve your own goals.
Yeah, and we hope it's inspired you to see AI as a tool that can help you rather than something to be afraid of.
Absolutely. So as you go about your day today, think about one small step you can take
Right.
to explore AI. Maybe research one of the tools we mentioned.
Yeah.
Or think about how you can turn your own experiences into stories
Right.
and just see where it takes you.
Yeah, have fun with it.
Absolutely.